Hi everyone. Hey, welcome to the thought for the day. We're looking at Thessalonians, and in 1 Thessalonians chapter 3 verse 5, Paul writes, "When I could stand it no longer, I sent to find out about your faith." You know what? He's like a father. He says, "I'm dealing with you as a father," and he's thinking and worried and he's missing his children, and he decides to send Timothy. And he was dying to know what their faith would be like. How were they doing in their fledgling faith? And Paul says, "I was worried." I mean, he's really realistic. Anyone worried these days during the COVID-19? I'm sure you are. There are many things that could worry you. And he was being realistic, and he said, "I was worried thinking that Satan might have bowled a doosra in your life and got you away from believing what I had taught you and fed you and built you up in." Now, in those days, communication wasn't like these days. I mean, Paul couldn't pick up his mobile phone and call Timothy and say, "Hey Timothy, are you there in Thessalonica? Hey, how are the believers doing over there?" It took so long for information to come back, as Timothy had to come back to Paul and tell the news. But then when he finally got there, maybe in weeks or months, he finally says, "Paul, guess what? I have good news. I mean, you must see the faith of these believers. You must hear about the love that I have heard about, and I'm here to testify to you about." And Timothy said, "Guess what? That's not all. Further, what they want to do is they have pleasant memories about you. And Paul, they're longing to see you again." And I know when Paul heard that news, he must have breathed a sigh of relief. Why? Because he knew that even in his distress, even in his persecution, even being kicked out from town after town, and how he longed to be with them, and then he finds out that their faith is still strong, their love is still strong. So Paul says, "I'm encouraged by their faith." And what he says is, "Now I'm really living because I know that they are standing strong in their faith." Now tell me this, if I was to send a Timothy to your neighborhood, or you were to send a Timothy to my neighborhood, I wonder whether there'll be some great stories like this. During COVID-19, during the lockdown, during the curfew, are we reaching out to people? Are we doing something for the poor? Are we blessing people? They may never become Christians, but through the seeds that you sow in your neighborhood, something wonderful can certainly happen. And it's wonderful to see. I hear good news and I'm rejoicing over all that you are already doing, because I hear good news. And you know what? Good news is contagious. It'll spread. People will say, "Wow, these people are great Christians." I wonder if they'll say that about you and me. Will they say, "Hey, they're always lovely people. They're reaching out to us. When we're sick, they make soup for us. When we're in trouble, they are there for us." And I pray that we will shine the light wherever you are. Hey, do that. Would you be the light of the world that Jesus has called you to be? God bless you.